Hey everyone, back again, and this time I'm doing a short video about my current stats and what my thoughts are on what I might go for in the future. Currently I'm running a mix of Conqueror and Partisan gear. I haven't really worked up the courage to even bother going for Conqueror because it's going to require a lot of min-maxing and comms, and I'm just not interested in that, especially seeing as how it's only a 1 to 4 point increase on some of the mods and enhancements. Anywho, currently I'm running 4 Stalker pieces and 1 Mystic piece. The Mystic piece doesn't really matter. I'm sorry, 4's Masterpiece. 4 Stalker pieces for the 4-piece bonus to offset the loss and crit that we had since 2.0. Also running Partisan and a Conqueror Serendipitous Assault for the power, because they both stack when they proc. There's been some talk that they may fix it, but there's nothing yet, so I'll stick with it for now. All augments are 66 epic, courtesy of my friend Ives. Moving on to the stats now. Bonus power, or bonus damage, is 1208. Most of it's coming from my power, which is primarily what I'm stacking at this point. Crit comes in kind of second. No. Crit 120, not much, but it gets me up there, and I also, later on I'll go into my spec. Crit multiplier is at 628, very high, and I get most of that because I have no alacrity at all. I did a bit of barbaric testing to see what how much it affects the global cooldown and the cast time, and as crude as it may be, it looked like it affected it at almost nothing at all. In fact, it didn't affect the GCD. Or the obviously you can test that yourself, but it did not affect the haste at all. When I was doing my tests, it went from 1.4 to 1.3 with the alacrity I could get without destroying the rest of my stats. Anywho, let's move on to the specs that I play. This is currently Lightning. I only play it on some maps and sometimes in ranked if the burst is needed. I was a big fan of it in the PTS, but it got old very quickly now that players know how to LOS, purge, and interrupt. The main spec I've been running these days has been this one that you'll see right here, which is a hybrid that goes up higher into the Madness tree. There is another hybrid out there that a lot of people run, which is similar to this one, except that it goes higher into the Lightning tree. But I haven't really given it much thought, haven't looked into it, haven't tested it, nothing like that. There's the spec right there. Excuse me. And then the next spec I run is the very generic Madness, but when I feel like I'm going to get focused, or I'm solo queuing, or I just want to tab dot everybody in sight like the new lethality snipers do. This is the spec I go. Haven't done much, haven't altered it much, could probably put those 2 points from Force Weaver into Lightning Barrier. I can put it into Conviction. I could put it in a couple of places. You'll notice I don't take Haunted Dreams. Obviously, Oppressing Force, we haven't taken that since the game was released. And Sith Defiance, that's kind of been on and off with me. Anyway, these are most of what I'm running these days. I think that about covers it. People wanted to see a bunch of stats and specs, so there you have it. Hope you guys enjoyed.